kind of drill down on some further detail about some of the successes that we've seen out of the Obama administration, kind of putting into context, really our #1 priority is to increase visitation to the USA, and we see our federal partners as a key to that success. We've had several successes, as Roger mentioned, in the visa and entry areas, and we're looking to build upon those successes. Like, for example, garnering more than 400 additional Customs and Border Protection agents to improve the entry process at our international airports. We feel that there's about 200 online now, and we're looking to get about another 200. Very important. As well as, for example, launching a reciprocal agreement with the Netherlands to join our global entry program. We see this as a very successful and creative execution and hope for more reciprocal agreements like this in the future. Roger mentioned expanding visa waiver. We've had 9 new countries, including South Korea and several Eastern European countries, certainly helpful in generating inbound international visitation. For visa countries, we've seen some really great news of late. We've seen dramatic decreases in wait times out of countries like Brazil and India, very important emerging markets for the USA. From a promotional perspective, to kind of push that communications outward and kind of on a marketing product front, of course, U.S. Travel Association has launched discoveramerica.com, America's first official website, so kind of going hand in hand with the policy successes, and then of course on the promotional front. We have more great news actually on the congressional front. Roger mentioned the Travel Promotion Act. Well, it was just reintroduced by the U.S. Senate. Senators Dorgan and Senator Ensign reintroduced that legislation. The House is expected to introduce it this week by Congressman Delahunt and Congressman Blunt. And we're expecting this week for the Senate bill to be marked up in committee, hopefully tomorrow, frankly. We are very optimistic about this bipartisan legislation and the ability to get it passed and sent to the President's desk in this congressional session. And in fact, President Obama himself, Vice President Biden, Secretary of State Clinton have all been co-sponsors of last year's bill. So we're optimistic that we have this broad administration support for this very, very critical piece of legislation for the U.S. travel industry. You know, I just want to emphasize that these successes have come from hard work and really 2 primary reasons, and that's strengthening the relationships with the U.S. Travel Association as key with the Department of Homeland Security and State, and as you hopefully are seeing yourself, a growing understanding that travel is critical to America's economy, as well as diplomatic efforts worldwide. We just want to build on that momentum with that ultimate goal of increasing travel to the United States. And I would say from a California perspective, as the #1 travel destination in the United States, we are so supportive of these efforts. It's why we've invested the time. There's great momentum right now, and we're seeing the strengthening of relationships and success that we haven't seen in recent history, and we're very optimistic for all states, destinations, and travel-related companies.